he had a devastating essay, Who's Who in the Dissident Right, Andy Nowicki. And I like Andy, and I wish this wasn't so devastating, but I fear that it's pretty accurate. More a case of who was who in the distant right rather than who is who. Andy Nowicki is nevertheless significant as an example of the QAnonization of a comparatively normal American. Wow, that's a really good point. A Gen Xer of Polish, Irish, and Italian antecedents based in Georgia, one of the writers from the original alternative right site, Andy Nowicki was a reasonably sensible Catholic traditionalist with a limited interest in understanding of political, ideological, and philosophical matters, but a nice line in passive-aggressive skepticism. In recent years, however, he has become an increasingly florid conspiracist who appears to be mainly driven by his emotional issues, men going their own way, incelism, masturbation, due to his rather plain-looking wife leaving him some years ago after the kids had grown up. This led to a rather sad but occasionally comic downward spiral. He started writing for Richard Spencer's AlternativeRight.com in 2010, 2012. So yeah, people, what kind of characters migrate to marginalized positions? Marginalized characters. In 2012, Richard Spencer sent Andy Nowicki to South Africa to cover the post-apartheid nation. Later in the year, Spencer handed over editorial control of AlternativeRight.com to Nowicki and myself, who co-edited it for a year and a half, with me doing 90% of the work, before Richard shut the site down. Following this, I refounded the site as a blogspot on Boxing Day 2013, and in the interest of continuity, I invited Andy Nowicki to serve as joint editor, but he soon dropped out and merely used the site to promote his self-published books of conspiratard fiction and self-indulgent autobiographical writing. Several of his books are about suicide. He believes in crackpot theories like the Mandela effect that are often associated with schizophrenics. So what is the Mandela effect? Schizophrenia, the Mandela effect, living on the edge of insanity. So I don't really know much about it.
Let's talk about this Mandela effect phenomenon. Individuals who are already prone to psychoses or psychoses comes across one of these Mandela effector type videos, propaganda, and is now convinced, oh, it's not me. My psychiatrist is wrong. He put me on these medications so I can stay normal. I don't need these medicines anymore. It's not me. It's the Mandela effect. You know, I can't remember stuff like I used to because it's the Mandela effect. So what's going to happen when these paranoid people who are already mentally ill, legitimately, who need to be on their medication,